last night in the 9th inning, Jonny Gomes, he was out in the bullpen. Yeah, that's right, he's warming up. Runs in. And then the first batter he faces, Chris Young, takes him deep. But he tips the cap. He has respect for them. And then this is what he'll keep. A strikeout, his first strikeout. And Jonny Gomes will now join us from the dugout. Johnny, thanks for joining us. You know, usually we want to talk hitting with you, but we have to talk pitching. I mean, how was it out there last night for you?
It was a first, to say the least. I know a lot of guys up here, you know, whatever position they play, they, you know, pitched in high school, pitched in Little League. You know, the right fielder with a good arm, pitch in college. That is literally the first batter I've ever faced in my baseball life, career, everything. I've obviously thrown off the mound, you know, just messing around, but I've never faced a live hitter at any level.
It was unbelievable. I have about 100 questions I want to ask you. But first things first, how does the arm feel today? You know what?
I'm all right. I'm all right. And I think that's because, you know, just on my own, I had no desire to dig down and blow the ball by anybody or do any tricks, light up the gun. You know, the fun things that you might want to try and do. I had no desire to do any of that. But get up there and get out of there as fast as possible.
All right, what about the sprint in from the bullpen? I was actually watching the game on television. I tweeted this out. I thought it was a rookie mistake. You're not a young man anymore. Were you tired when you got to the mound?
Nah, man, I'm a well-oiled machine. You know? don't let the age get to you. Yeah, I keep this thing greased up.
And all right, now the delivery I got to get to. A lot of people were talking Fernando. I saw a little Nomo in there. But I was thinking your former teammate, Johnny Cueto, who was that delivery an ode to last night?
Yeah, well, you got to go back to the ambassador all the way to Tion, Louis Tion. You know, a lot of people, you know, give it to Cueto or Nomo, but I had to go all the way back to the ambassador, and that's Tion.
1 ball, no strikes here to Brett Gardner. 1 away, top of the 3rd. Ellsbury struck out. We're speaking with Jonny Gomes. As Gardner rips one to first, and there's Freeman for 2 away. So, Johnny, you said your arm feels pretty good today.
Yep.
I was really impressed with how you really sped up the pace of play. If every pitcher threw balls as quickly as you did, we'd have games in like maybe under an hour.
Yeah, you probably have some high ERAs, though.
Well, do you know what your ERA is by any chance?
18. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know what my XFIP is, though. I don't.
Well, you didn't have any walks, but you did have a home run, so that kind of balances it out a little bit. Now, if I'm not mistaken, we saw a steady diet of fastballs from you. Were there any off-speed pitches in there yesterday, or you want to save that for the second time around?
No off-speed. Christian, the catcher tonight, he came out and looked at me kind of with the look like, what do you got? And I said, no. No signs, no location, 4-seam right down the middle.
And your reaction to the home run was fantastic. And when I saw you kind of watching, first I thought maybe we were going to have a little beef, right? I thought that Chris Young maybe was going to hear a little bit from you, and then it turned into a tip of the cap. We saw the physical reaction, but what was your internal reaction when he hit that ball?
It was more of an offensive side, you know. I mean, that's kind of like the reaction you get, you know, as a hitter in the bench. And, I mean, whether you're throwing it up 72 or 92 or whatever, I mean, it's hard to hit a ball, you know, that far. It's hard to hit a home run, whoever's on the mound. So it was more of an appreciation to his swing. But, yeah, I wouldn't recommend too many pitchers doing that.
Missing outside, ball 4 here to Beltran. The 3rd walk of the game thus far issued by Whistler. 2-out walk brings up Brian McCann. Again, we are speaking with Jonny Gomes, who last night came in his only career pitching appearance. You say at any level in baseball, but I will ask you this.
Yes.
Did you ever pitch in wiffle ball?
Yeah, we used to have some wiffle ball games, you know, with the garbage can being the strike zone in the middle of the street. Yeah, I got some wiffle ball background. And here we are, Brian McCann, one of my victims right here. Got him out.
McCann, he walked his first time up, now asks for time.
Well, you now have a pitching tab on Fangraphs or any other website that you go to. It's not going to be all batting, and since you brought it up, I looked for you. Your xFIP is actually only 6.91, so that cuts your ERA almost by a third. So the 18 ERA does not tell the story of who Jonny Gomes is as a pitcher.
That's what I'm going to be taking to arbitration and free agency for now on my career. It's got to help. It's got to help.
Well, we were talking with Freddie Gonzalez, and we asked, were you the guy that if they needed to use a position player, you were the one? He told us that you actually went to him last week at Wrigley and said, I can pitch.
Yeah, I went to him in Wrigley when the game was kind of out of hand a little bit. And, you know, it's not really on my bucket list, to tell you the truth. I don't want to pitch. You know, I've never had the desire to pitch. If I do pitch a game, it's out of control on the bad side. I'm not the guy who has it on my bucket list, something I was planning on doing, but it was more of on the side of, you know, just, you know, giving our bullpen 3 outs, you know, of a load, you know, taken off. And I went to him again yesterday in the second and told him I'm still available.
McCann pops one foul towards the Yankee dugout. That'll reach the seat. Stays no balls and 2 strikes. Just in all honesty, how much fun was it for you?
It was fun looking back on it. It was hard, you know, on the other side, the Yankees, you know, I mean, Brian McCann comes up. I mean, last thing I want to do is hit him. Last thing I want to do is, you know, let the shenanigans get in the way of, you know, what's in between the lines of a big league ball game. Respect the game at the same time. You know, I kind of wanted to cherish that moment. So it was actually a lot of pressure to not hurt anyone, not to embarrass myself, get out of the inning. But had a couple of shenanigans mixed in there to enjoy the moment.
Well, and you get the strikeout. This one, too, real quick for me, because I thought the pitch before was a strike.
Right.
Was there any part of you going strike 4 as you were walking off the mound?
Yeah, I mean, if he wasn't going to give me that, I knew I had to throw it right down the middle. And, you know, even the professionalism of the umpire right there not calling that, because they're at bats count, too.
Pop up to shallow right. There is Garcia to make the catch. Johnny, thanks for joining us, and thanks for having fun with that last night, too. We all enjoyed it.
All right, guys, I appreciate it.